call you over and check your
Right, can I just point out, this is for the podcast, because it's fair enough.
Came in sliders today. Live what you preach. Live what you preach, boys and girls.
Get in the fucking bin.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to episode 9 of the Top Bunk podcast.
Indeed. We are in a different scenery. If you're on the tubes and you're tuning in, we're not different scenery.
In the shed, garage shed,
gym shed.
We're not in the gym shed.
Yeah,
we are in fact invading Alex's lounge for today's episode, and we'll tell you for why. Kitchen, dining room. It's
same
the house
shit
mate.
all.
Exactly.
It's the main house anyway.
So this is the first time in a long time that we've recorded. Obviously, you guys have been getting one still every single week because professionalism. But this is the first time that we've recorded a podcast in probably about 3 weeks.
Yeah, actually,
it's kind of mad.
4 weeks.
Obviously, Mr. Amaginos here opposite me decided to pop out for a little bit.
Go on a little bit of a holiday.
Go back to his native land.
And to those of you asking, it was warm.
And you can tell by how brown he is. But at the same time, it's absolutely bloody boiling here.
I'm sweating, mate.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to
crack a door, crack a window, crack whatever. I'll run this thing. For those of you who are, in England.
That's not going to make it better. But
that's fine.
It's whatever.
It's bloody hot, isn't it, guys?
Very bloody hot.
Really hot. It was 32 degrees the other day. That's hot.
Yikes.
And everyone, I'm starting to miss
cold.
Yeah, cold, rainy England.
I'm starting to miss breeze.
Literally.
Just the breeze. But I'm to stick into my clothes.
Yeah, if we're looking rather summery today. If you're watching on YouTube, you might be able to see my slightly terrible tan lines, but it's all part of the show. The cat's here, so you might hear the cat every now and then.
Meowing a little bit.
That's part of being in newer scenery. So today,
we're rolling in. The
conspiracy theories. Hello, Kat. How are you? Conspiracy theories today on the Top Bunk podcast. I've done a little bit of research. I've only got 3, but they're quite in depth. Right?
You've got the Philadelphia experiment
No. Ooh. Is that the one where they try to deprive soldiers of sleep for ages?
Nah, I'll explain.
Okay, we'll go into that one. But we're going to start off in the States still.
Yep.
We're going to start off at Denver International Airport.
Also, can I just quickly point out, for the podcast, I will also be talking to the TikTok Live, so just if you hear me in the background, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to join us on TikTok Live, feel free. Recording slightly later today, but that's purely just because Alex had to get stuff done.
Yeah.
Normally, Mondays at about midday. You'll be able to catch us.
So normally at about 12.
Yeah, come and chuck your input in, come and be a part of it, come and join the boys. So, we start off in the States at Denver International Airport, right?
Okay.
And this is one that obviously all of these I found online, except the last one, which I actually studied at college, which was a bit weird, but I'll get into it. So obviously Denver International Airport, and the opening line on this article that I found.
All Saints. Yes, sorry,
it's a very nice
it's from All Saints. It's
the
nice.
opening kind of line was sinister. Oh my god, there's a lot of S's here. Sinister sculptures and secret bunkers, swastika-shaped runways, and murals that point to a New World Order takeover or alien invasion. Right,
that
so
is
it's going down in
Denver.
Yeah. And I looked, obviously swastika-shaped runways, I looked on, and it is shaped like a swastika.
Are we talking that they're literally just...
Yeah, so the runways, easiest way to describe it is a swastika. So they're overlap in the middle, and it's weird. Don't get me wrong.
Think about it. That's my question.
Don't get me wrong. It's not massively prominent. If someone turned around, if you didn't know, if someone hadn't pointed it out, you probably wouldn't have noticed. But when they do point it out and you're looking for it,
it's a little bit Hitlery.
A little bit, Hitlery. So, there's loads of different theories that go with these. I've got 5 different theories to go with these, so it's really popping off in Denver. So,
Denver is all
there are many theories about who built the Denver airport because they've kind of renewed it, so there was an old airport, right, but they just bulldozed it all down and built a new one.
Classic.
Right? It went quite a fair bit over budget.
As per.
Yeah.
You have to expect that with an airport.
True, but I'm talking a few billion.
Oh shit.
Over budget. Yeah, it took a lot longer to...
Not a couple of million.
No, it took a lot longer to build as well. It was quite a fair bit behind the schedule. And we'll get onto theories that involve that later on. But anyway, this first bit is all about kind of the New World Order, right?
Okay.
So there are many theories about who built the Denver airport. One of the most persistent theories is that the airport was built by the New World Order with ties to Nazism. Hence, I guess, the swastika runways.
Yeah,
it doesn't help that the airport's dedication marker credits an organisation called the New World Airport Commission for building it, although it was later confirmed by the airport that no such organisation does exist. Again, this isn't the most interesting theory on these ones, but still, people have also noticed strange markings on the building and inside the airport, which are believed to be connected with the New World Order as well. In reality, many mysterious building markings are actually references to the Navajo language or periodic table of elements, but it all seems a little bit shady. So yeah, the New World Order is like kind of the Illuminati, but not.
Yeah, of a secretly emerging totalitarian world government.
Yeah, so all the big boys all grouped together and gone, all right, lads, should we just all...
Let's fuck everything up.
Exactly.
So that's interesting.
So yeah,
I like that.
There's that to start off with. Also, there is a blue Mustang, not the car, as in like a horse.
A horse.
Yeah, there's a statue outside the airport, right?
Yep, got you.
And that's said to represent the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, right? So, the blue Mustang, also known as Blucifer, right? So like Lucifer, but not
blue.
Exactly. Is a 32-foot fiberglass sculpture, sculpture by an artist, Luis Jimenez. It's
good old Luis.
It's initially inspired, blah 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 blah. Right, sinister events surrounding the sculpture have fueled conspiracies for years. For one, people point to the glowing red eyes. Right, this thing has glowing red eyes.
Wait, so it's blue and it's got glowing red eyes?
Yeah, it's a little bit
sounds like
creepy.
Something out of like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Shut the door.
That's fun, mate. You win some, you lose some. For one, people point to the statue's glowing red eyes as a nod to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, though the artist once said the red colour was in honour of the wild spirit of the American West. Seems a little bit devilish to me.
Wild spirit?
It's Denver, mate. It's not...
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, fair enough. Denver are known for like...
Firstly, is Denver even in the rest? Even in the West? I know Denver's... I know it's known as like the Mile High City because it's like... It's like quite high up. It's like...
It's not Colorado.
It's higher than... Like when basketball team... No, it's slap bang in the middle of America.
It's literally...
So, firstly...
You're next to Nebraska,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
this artist trying to say it's in honour of the wild... You're not even in the American West, boss man.
Yeah, you're not.
So that's a little bit shady.
You're not past Utah, right? For fuck's sake. Not really.
But it doesn't help that Jimenez, the guy that made it, actually died 2 years before the piece was completed, when a piece of the statue fell on him and severed an artery in his leg. Since then, people have been concocting all sorts of wild theories about the horse's purpose.
That sounds funny.
People think it's like all the government-y people, like... Basically, this airport is dodge.
Yeah, so basically, guys, if you're ever going to fly into Denver...
Don't go into Denver.
Just don't. Skip it. Go to Utah instead. Fuck Colorado.
Its underground tunnels have bunkers.
Wait, it's got underground tunnels.
Exactly.
And it's a fucking airport.
Rumours surrounding the apocalypse are probably some of the biggest conspiracy theories about the airport. Yes, there are underground tunnels in the airport, including a train that runs between concourses and a defunct automated baggage system. So you know, like at Gatwick, when you put your bag on a little conveyor that goes and then...
fucks off and whatever.
Yeah, and then you probably lose it. Realistically.
If it's Ryanair, let's be fair.
If it's anyone, bruv.
Tom's Cook.
They're one of them, their little motorised baggage system, it doesn't... No, it just doesn't work, mate. So they use the underground tunnels which this baggage system is in to transport the baggage, right?
That's why they hide pounds and pounds of coke in them.
Listen, but the true nature of the tunnels is believed to be more nefarious. Some have theorised that the tunnels also contained underground bunkers, possibly built by lizard people or aliens. This is where it starts to kind of lose its credibility a bit, but we'll stay with it. That serve as a safe space for the world's elite during the apocalypse. So they're saying that this new world order that have helped, they assume, fund and build this airport, have like, everyone's gone, oh yeah, let's just chuck a couple, I don't know whether lizard people come in, that's a little bit out there, a little bit of a reach. But they've turned around and gone, oh yeah, let's chuck like bunkers and stuff in here so that just in case everything goes to shit...
Everyone goes to Colorado.
Yeah, all the rich and wealthy people are safe. Right?
Why would the rich and wealthy go to fucking Denver?
Because no one would ever suspect it, mate. Would they? If I turn out to you and said, right, all the world's billionaires and all the elitists are hiding in one place in the world.
Dubai.
Yeah. No one goes, yeah, Denver's looking awful suspicious today.
No.
Exactly.
No, it's not.
Other theories say that the tunnels directly lead to the North American Aerospace Defense Command Center, which is located only about 100 miles south of the airport. So...
I mean, I don't know about that.
So they reckon the feds are running some dodgy stuff out of this. Yeah, they reckon the feds are having a little bit of something more. The artwork in the airport provides clues to the end of the world.
Clues?
Clues.
Are we playing fucking Cluedo here?
We are, mate. They're just little hints. Just little hints to keep us guessing, right?
So does it say 2020 in big red letters?
It's not, they've really missed a step. Right, so there are a lot of weird pieces of art throughout Denver International Airport as part of the airport's public art collection. According to the Denver Post, which I assume is just a newspaper.
Yeah, probably.
Some of these eerie artworks include murals, some of which are believed to have alleged Nazi imagery in the murals as proof that the airport is somehow linked to a fascist secret society. Others are fixated on the random gargoyle statues that seem to watch over the airport. While the gargoyles may seem a little suspicious, gargoyles have been used throughout the centuries in architecture as a totem to ward off evil spirits and protect the buildings. Many of the gargoyles are placed at the baggage claim to protect the travellers' luggage. If that's true,
then Denver should never ever lose a
Well, get him in Gatwick, get him in Heathrow, mate. Because the amount of stuff that goes missing there, you need all the help you can get.
I was thinking, right, what about 9/11? World's biggest conspiracy theory.
Excuse me, we will get there. Don't you worry, we will get there.
Interesting, that one.
And the last theory surrounding... Well, firstly, there's just one big overlying theme here in the Denver International Airport, and that's Nazis. Yeah, they pop up quite a lot.
Hitler. I bet you he's chilling in the underground tunnels. That's his new gaff.
I also saw conspiracies that said Hitler isn't actually dead. But, I mean, you look at the time scale on it, and he probably would be, because he'd be like 135. Like but people I saw theories that like there's cryogenic chambers and stuff, and someone's preserved Hitler. He didn't shoot himself. Someone preserved him.
He was born in 1889.
Yeah, so he'd be a good 130.
Very, very, very old. He'd be an old man.
He'd be 140.
Where's the calculator?
141 maybe.
2020 minus 1889. He'd be 131.
That's close. Yeah.
But, I'm going to call bullshit.
But people, because you see all these conspiracies about like time travel and stuff like. There's one that says that Jay-Z is a time traveling vampire, mate. I didn't look into it because I thought maybe that's a little bit of a reach. But
I mean, it's Jay-Z.
True, very true. Jay-Z's managed to get Beyonce.
Yeah.
So that man can do anything, right?
You get Beyonce if you put a ring on her finger.
Literally, don't get me wrong. Jay-Z's got a lot of money, and I'm sure he's a lovely man, but he's not.
He doesn't look like a lovely man. Let's be fair.
He's not the best looking. I mean, everyone, each to their own. I don't think he's a particularly good looking man, but he's managed to do that. So if you can get Beyonce, I'm sure he probably is a time travelling vampire. But anyway, yes, there's loads of theories that people went back and time travellers went back with cryogenic technology, freeze Hitler, and he's not actually dead.
You know what I would do if I would have frozen Hitler?
Go on.
Took him up to here, dropped him, just so it crashes and goes
smashes into
just smash him.
Yeah, but then you've got to sweep Adolf Hitler up off you.
That's perfectly fine. Just leave him there for the crows. You're grand.
It's perfectly reasonable.
You know.
Right, last one about Denver. Right.
Top on God. And I've seen Vaz just said top on podcast. Love it.
Yes, Vaz. You'd love to see it. It contains the Illuminati headquarters. There's the big one.
What, Denver?
Yeah, this airport. In addition to being built by some Nazi New World Order, rumours around the many unmarked buildings and underground areas in the airport's property exist. This theory may have stemmed from a time capsule being buried on the property, which bears symbols. You're right, big man.
You're right, Luke. You're just making noises now, aren't you?
Luke just wants to be part of the podcast. Luke is out with his dog for anyone that is out. He's just out.
He's a very cute dog.
He's very lovely. He's out vibing.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a time capsule buried on the property which bears a symbol from the Freemasons, which are linked to the Illuminati.
Of course.
Freemasons again are just another group of. I think they're part of like a church, maybe.
Wait, they've got churches in. I mean, fair.
Or I don't know. There's something. They are kind of the same as the New World Order, but a little bit more religious.
Okay.
One
more
of
Hitler-y, you mean?
No, maybe.
Possibly.
I mean, they probably will be. There's a lot of Hitler. One of the main reasons why this conspiracy theory has so much power behind it is because the airport was much more expensive than originally projected.
Of course.
So, how was the airport completed? Conspiracy theorists point to Illuminati money, which some believe was used to finish the airport's construction in exchange for the secret society using the property. Rumours say the first few buildings on the property were not built properly, but instead of demolishing them, the airport simply buried them and built more buildings on top, giving the Illuminati its own underground lair.
People are really taking these really far.
Yeah, it's interesting. Plausible, it's viable.
It's very interesting.
But again, you sit here and say, is all this going to be happening out of Denver? A city that, I'll be honest...
sounds like a shithole.
No, not a shithole. I wouldn't go as far as a shithole, because I've seen pictures of this airport, and from the outside, it's actually very, very nice.
Okay.
It's a very good-looking airport as far as airports go. However, it's quite a nice place.
Oh no, yeah, Denver is alright.
Yeah, Denver's quite nice. It's certainly not Birmingham.
No, certainly
not Birmingham. God no.
That'd be the place to make something like that.
If
Where the rich is going to go.
If Hitler has been frozen somewhere, I'd. Good money on Birmingham.
It's right up there.
But yeah, I don't know. It just does. It's not like LA or New York or Florida or Washington or Texas.
Anything
doesn't
fun.
sound. No, yeah, it just doesn't
There's
sound.
no ring to it.
It doesn't sound super exciting.
There's no
Again,
ring to it.
If you've been to Denver and you've had a really good time, I've never been to Denver. It might be a great time, but Denver just sounds a little bit boring. So would all this Illuminati stuff be going off? But then again, that's another reason for it to be happening there, because no one would suspect Denver.
No one would think Denver.
It swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, but I don't think this roundabout's the one we want. I don't think it's the one. You don't
think
Denver's the
right,
one.
out of 10, how plausible do you reckon these theories are? Out of 10. 10 being like, I am dead certain that this is happening.
This is happening.
1 being like, I could have made up something better. Because, right, I
go with
some
a solid
of these...
3.
Really?
3, 4.
I'm going to give it like maybe a 4 or a 5.
Okay.
Just because some of these are plausible.
I thought you were going to go for like a 6, maybe a 7.
Like, they've not... Okay, don't get me wrong, they lost me a little bit at lizard people.
As soon as someone says that.
Yeah, they've lost me a little bit with lizard people. But apart from that, some of it is a little bit plausible. Like, obviously, yeah, there were buildings and then they just built over the top of them. So who's to say that those buildings aren't being used for, like, maybe not the Illuminati, but who's to say these buildings aren't being used for something dodgy?
Maybe they are. I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, the dodgy bit I can completely get.
The entire baggage claim thing doesn't work, so they just use tunnels. Who's to say that these tunnels aren't also being used to ferry...
Pablo Escobar's
remains? Exactly. Who's to say that...
remains, I mean his cocaine.
Exactly. His coke... No, I wasn't going to... You see
his coke.
His coke is... No, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
it doesn't
work.
But yeah, so I reckon there could be some dodgy stuff going on.
Yeah.
I just don't... and it could well be the Illuminati. It could well be a bunch of Nazi stuff, because that is still very rife in America. But it's a little bit...
People are asking to see you, Bryn.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Brynley. Look at my terrible tan lines, and it's very hot here today. Very hot.
Fucking hot.
Cool, we move on to the next one, and it's over an American furniture company called Wayfair. So...
Okay. We'll roll with it.
Wayfair are kind of like the American IKEA, I guess.
Okay, right.
They just sell loads of furniture and stuff.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
You're going to say the expensive items, aren't you?
Yes. So, obviously, you go to IKEA if you want to buy like a really nice like wardrobe.
Good luck fucking spelling them out.
Firstly, yes. Secondly, the most I'm going to pay for a nice wardrobe, maybe 200. That's absolute
for a wardrobe.
That's absolute top. It depends how much the wardrobe is. I'm looking in the region. Ideally, I'd want to get a wardrobe for under 100 quid, which you could probably do because that's IKEA, isn't it?
Yeah. Fair enough.
So you'd assume it would be the same. However, Wayfair recently have started selling wardrobes, cabinets, etc. at ridiculously high prices, like 200 grand, not 200 grand, like 20k plus.
Yeah.
Right. These models include names of children and women that have gone missing in recent years. More specifically, from like refugee camps in America.
Now,
see, this one has a little bit of weight to it.
How sealed are these containers?
So,
I guess
these are thought to be part of human. Wayfair themselves as a company are thought to be part of a human trafficking ring, storing these children and women inside of the products.
And can we just point out that the picture on their website is the exact same with the other. Like, for example, it will have, let's say, I don't know, wooden wardrobe,
blah 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 blah.
5672.
Yeah.
Right, and then next to it, let's say that 5672 is priced at like $100.
Yeah.
The one next to it will have the exact same picture as 5672.
It'll be the exact same one, but it'll cost a ton more.
Like
it'll
20
have
grand.
it'll just have like a
name.
Yeah.
It's like it
wooden
have
wardrobe.
a genuine name. Maddie.
Well, there's a chance. There's a chance, mate. It's all adding up.
She isn't American.
It's all adding up. It's all adding up.
Just saying.
India says, "Shout me out on the podcast TikTok live." Hi, India. How are you?
India, shut up.
That's reasonable. So yeah, Wayfair obviously have turned around and said like, "Nah, we ain't doing that. Come on, boys. Come on, lads. Come on."
No one does that anymore.
Obviously, if it was going to happen, they would just turn around and go, "Oh, shit, you caught us.
You caught us.
Whoa.
Sorry, boys."
But Wayfair has claimed that it uses an automated algorithm to name its products. That seems a little bit too convenient, doesn't it?
Why in the hell is it naming it after?
It seems a little bit too convenient.
Have they set the algorithm to search for missing persons?
Dunno, but they've said
a really shitty algorithm.
So they've come out and said, yeah, we just use an automated algorithm. Loads of companies do it. It's not just us.
No,
but it seems a little bit too convenient for like these people to have gone missing, and the algorithm just gone, oh, this, yeah, have some of them, yeah, look at that.
Have a child.
Right. So, and then
hello.
Wayfair also acknowledged that their high prices listed may have led to confusion, but says the particular cabinets are large industrial-sized items meant for business or commercial use. Again, if I'm running a business and I'm not going to
Wayfair to start with.
Well, I'm just not going to pay 20 grand for a fucking wardrobe or a cabinet.
How tall is this wardrobe? Is it the size of a house? Because you could literally put down a deposit for a house.
Industrial size items.
You can literally put down 2 house deposits for that wardrobe.
You could probably just get yourself like a big storage facility for about 20k, can you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how expensive they are, but I mean, better than putting it in industrial size. But it's not, because if you look on the website,
industrial size wardrobe.
Why do you need an industrial size wardrobe? For hanging your industrial sized clothes? Like, no. Right? It's something right. At first, when I first read this, I didn't believe it, but the more I've looked into it, there is something dodgy.
The more it makes sense,
right?
Yeah.
So, obviously, people then were like, nah, bullshit. So,
I'm going to shut that door.
Some people, after putting the stock keeping unit numbers, so that's just kind of like the serial numbers of the product, right, into a website called Yandex, which is a major Russian search engine, images of young women would appear in the search results. Of course they would.
Why would they? It's Russia. And America. This is America.
So this theory proved true. People tested it and it happened. But it was down to a, right, and watch the air quotes here, glitch in the search engine.
Oh, yes.
But again,
fuck's sake,
just seems a little bit too convenient. Right? In terms of this one, I am a little bit on the fence, right? Because at first, when I first found out about it, I was sat there going, it's not true. It's not true at all, because why would you...
Human traffic someone in a wardrobe?
It's not even that, because I'm sure people have human trafficked kids in worse. However,
probably.
Why would you bait yourself out so much as to name that product after someone that you're going to traffic in it?
And something that costs 20 grand, that alone instantly, like, at least put the delivery costs up at 20 grand.
Like I don't see why they would bait themselves out like that.
That's a little bit.
But after doing this research, I'm a little bit more swayed to it.
You're a little bit swayed to, Wayfair could probably be human trafficking children.
So I'm going to give this one
a solid 6, 7.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one a 6.
6, 7.
I'm going to give the series 6 out of 10 in terms of plausibility. Because
I genuinely reckon it could be a thing.
Yeah. And like they also turned around and said that it was a mistake. Like, we didn't mean to charge things at 20,000. We meant to put it at 200. Ooh, okay.
Oh, so
change it then.
Added an extra 2 zeros on the end.
Yeah. Oh, I've accidentally priced this thing at 20 grand. Whoopsies. Like,
Are you going to change it? Nah,
just leave it. Fair. People will know what we mean.
Fair.
Like, yeah.
A little bit dodgy.
At first, I was like, why would they bait themselves out? But then I was kind of like,
seems
yeah,
enough.
you look into it a little bit more and it is slightly plausible.
Now, I'm going to tell you the Philadelphia experiment.
Okay, yeah, go for that one, and then we'll jump on to everyone's favourite.
This was like Second World War, I'm pretty sure. Let me just quickly pull this bad boy up. So, the Philadelphia experiment revolves around, obviously an experiment.
In Philadelphia?
Yes, actually, surprisingly.
Look at that. Clued on already, mate.
So, it's basically a ship, the USS Eldridge.
Yep.
And apparently the US military was trying to see if they could render it invisible. Okay. Don't know why.
No, fair play, lads. I mean, if you've got, it must have been a really slow day, but fair play, you do your thing.
It was claimed to have been rendered invisible or cloaked to enemy devices, aka stealth.
Okay, so it's not actually invisible to the human eye, but it doesn't pop up on like radars and stuff.
They were also trying that.
Okay.
Now, this is what happened. So, the USS Eldridge disappeared from the Philadelphia harbour where it was being kept. I believe it was Philadelphia harbour. Do not take me seriously.
As in, it was taken, or
as in, no, it just vanished.
Right, that's pretty. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay. You do your thing.
So it disappeared. It showed up in another US harbour.
Okay.
For a few seconds, then disappeared and went back to Philadelphia.
So it like teleported.
It teleported, disappeared, and then came back.
That's kind of wild.
Right, now, this is the interesting bit.
So you're telling me the teleportation... You're telling me the teleportation wasn't the interesting bit?
No.
Alrighty then.
So, this is what happened to some of the crew members. So some of the crew members were found to have their parts of their body fused with the ship. So let's say if this is a wall, someone's hand was literally stuck in the wall. They were still alive.
That's kind
and their hand was fused to the wall.
Okay.
And that was one person, or like a few people. This bloke was in a bar, and apparently he just vanished.
What was it?
Literally, he was in a bar and like
in a random bar,
in a random bar, random bar.
No,
just random bar,
okay.
And he just vanished. And there was reports of this guy just vanishing.
That's kind of
literally just walking,
cool.
And then he's just gone. Now, I kind of want to see. Here we go. How the Philadelphia experiment worked. So this is a little conspiracy theory that there's a guy called Carlos Allende. Now
I know him well.
Good old Carlos, our friend Carlos, Mr. Allende, was like he's got a lot to do with this experiment. Like he was writing notes and letters to people, and all this came from apparently electromagnetism.
Okay.
Which I call bullshit.
Yeah. Wait, when did this happen?
This happened back in fucking hell, God knows when. 1943. So World War II. And I'm going to read out...
Backside of World War II.
Yeah, backside of World War II. So I'm going to quickly read out the description here. It was the summer of 1943, 2 years into the US involvement in World War II, and bloody sea battle was raging between America and submarines of Nazis. In Philadelphia shipyard, new commissioned USS Eldridge, blah, 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 blah. What would happen would next baffle scientists. Witness described an eerie green/blue glow surrounding the hull of the ship, then instantaneously and inexplicably, the Eldridge disappeared. Not just invisible to radar, but gone. Vanished in thin air. Hours later, the Eldridge appeared in the Norfolk Naval Shipyard in Virginia, before reappearing and suddenly back in Philadelphia. So, a few crew members found partially embedded in the steel hull of the ship, still alive, with legs or arms sealed to the deck. And as I said, there was this one bloke who just vanished in the middle of a bar. So I do not know how the fuck that happened.
Because this is some Scooby-Doo shit.
This is literally something that you'd see on Scooby-Doo.
This is some Scooby-Doo shit.
I don't see like the alternative explanations might be good.
Okay.
So someone says
it was all a dream.
It was.
Whoa!
Everyone got high on acid.
It's like when you're doing
because maximum recording has been reached.
How do I finish it?
Here we go. Bang.
Then I woke up. Perfect.
Stopped automatically. quickly because maximum recording has been reached. Lit. So, here we go. Bang. Bang. Apologies, I just had to quickly reset my camera.
Things you love to see.
YouTube, we lost you for a bit, but you're back, you're all good. Happy days. Hamzy, thing for the TikToks now. Quickly, let's go and back onto here. So he said...
This is like the alternate ending.
This is, yeah.
Alternate explanation.
So German submarines had been ravaged shipping alongside the east coast, and thus military ships were unable to protect that. That is not an explanation, you retard.
They're just sat there waffling,
Yeah, they are.
Oh, well, that's pretty wild.
That's so weird.
On a scale, right. I know some pretty mental shit happened, and people were experimenting with some pretty crazy things back in day, especially in the World Wars. Out of 10, I'm gonna give it 4.5.
I wouldn't even give it a 4. I don't know, because the thing is, if it did happen, that's sick. Like you're literally teleporting a ship. Not even something small, a ship.
Yeah, something quite large to start off with.
A chonker from one place to another.
A heckin' big boy.
A heckin' big boy. Bigger than Luke, and that's saying something.
A heavy boy. A very heavy boy.
A very heavy boy.
Including people, so you're not just moving like objects, you're moving like beings.
Human beings. I'll give it a 3.5.
Yeah,
4.
I don't know.
Really know.
Right. One I very, very quickly wanna. I've got 2, and then we'll get onto obviously
everything.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, the massive one.
Yeah.
So there's 2 elephants technically. 9/11 and the moon landing.
Oh, I didn't even think about the moon landing. Right. In which case, I'll blast through these 2 quickly so we can get onto them.
Smash them.
So the first one is people think the large Hadron Collider thing that they have in Switzerland. Right, there's 2 around this one. There's one that says that the world, they were saying, it could open a black hole.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to figure out more about how the world began. Firstly, and this young Brynley thought this, and 21-year-old Brynley still thinks this. What a fucking retarded thing to do.
What? To do a large hadron?
Yeah, like, you want to do it to figure out more about how the world started, but it might also end the world.
I was going to say, you might create a signal Big Bang.
Yeah, it was pretty retarded.
And that bang is going to be pretty fucking big.
And that bang was going to kill everyone. But if it did work, and how are you meant to find out more about it when we're all dead? There were flaws there in the at least from my perspective, there were flaws there. Secondly, people think that that was all the cover-up for, they used it to try and wake up an ancient Egyptian god, Osiris.
Fucked up. What were they doing in Switzerland?
Yeah, Switzerland, generally, a lovely place. I've been once or twice.
Great, it's incredible.
But yeah, some
I don't think they really like
Switzerland.
Egyptian shit.
Well, it was something like, I don't really know.
Don't really know.
Another one I want to mention, which is what I thought your Philadelphia experiment was going to be, it was a Russian sleep experiment. Right? So, in the late 1940s, at a Soviet test facility, a military-sanctioned scientific experiment, 5 political prisoners of war were sealed in a gas chamber with a continually... basically, they were putting a stimulant in there that meant that you couldn't sleep. So they tried to keep everyone awake for 30 days.
Did they?
So, the prisoners were falsely promised that they would be set free from prison if they complete the experiment. So obviously they're thinking... They're obviously getting tortured beforehand. They're like, just, stay awake for 30 days.
That'll be grand.
Send you back to your families. So during the initial days, everything's normal, talking to each other and like trying to like communicate with the researchers through like the one-way glass kind of thing. Though it is noted their discussions gradually became darker in the subject matter. Right? So talking about like fucking each other up. After 9 days, one subject began screaming uncontrollably for hours, and the others just did not react.
So they'd lost, as in like they knew he was screaming, and
they could hear him screaming, they just didn't react.
So they've lost they've become sociopaths.
Yeah,
basically.
The man screamed for so long that he tore his vocal cords.
Wow,
which is bloody
pretty
good
impressive.
job, lad. Yeah. The man didn't know why he was screaming. He just was. He was paralysed. When the second one started screaming, the others prevented the researchers from looking inside by pasting torn book pages and their own feces on the porthole windows. So they just went full on
primal.
What is it? Call of Duty. What is it?
Zombies?
No, someone going dark.
Oh, Bravo 6.
Right, they went full Bravo 6 going dark, yeah?
Yeah.
So obviously they let them have books and stuff because they had to try. So they ripped pages out these books, stuck them to the windows with their own shit so that they could not see what was happening, yeah? That's pretty mad. A few days passed without the researchers being able to look inside, during which the chamber was completely silent. Yeah?
Okay.
The researchers used the intercom to test if the subjects were still alive and got a short response of a subject expressing compliance. On the 15th day, the researchers decided to turn off the stimulating gas and reopen the chamber. So they got halfway through and went, oh, this is a bad idea.
And let people out.
Not quite. Upon looking inside, they discovered that 4 surviving subjects had performed lethal and severe mutation and disembowelment on themselves during the past days, including tearing off flesh and muscles, removing multiple abdominal internal organs, and practicing self-cannibalism, and allowing about 4 inches of blood and water to accumulate on the floor by jamming pieces of flesh from the first subject into the drain, who was found dead on the floor as soon as the chamber was opened. The subject also violently refused to leave the chamber and begged the scientists to keep administering the stimulant that was keeping them awake. Murdering 1 soldier and severely injuring another 2 who were attempting to remove them. After eventually being removed from the chamber, all subjects were shown to exhibit extreme strength, unprecedented resistance to drugs and sedatives, superhuman abilities to remain alive despite lethal injuries, and a desperate desire to stay awake and be given the stimulant. It was also found that any of the subjects who fell asleep instantly died.
Have you ever watched Split?
Yes.
That sounds like the final...
Yeah, just really fucking strong and a bit of Donnie, yeah. After being somewhat treated for their severe injuries, the surviving 3 subjects were prepared to return to the gas chamber by the stimulant by the orders of the military officials against the will of the researchers, right? The EKG monitors showing short recurring moments of brain death. So they were literally dying and then coming back to life and then dying and then coming back to life.
Does it say what the stimulant was?
Just
I want some of that shit.
Yeah, it sounds pretty. Imagine never have to go to the gym again. Just permanent gains. Yes, you do. Yes, you do rip parts off of yourself
of your body, but permanent gains.
Permanent gains. Before the chamber was sealed, one of the subjects falls asleep and passes away, and the only subject that could speak screams wildly to be sealed into the chamber right now, because obviously, if he falls asleep, he dies. Right. The military commander orders the chamber to be closed, among with 3 other researchers. One of them immediately draws his gun, killing the commander, and the mute subject in retaliation by shooting both of them in the head. Right, so the commander's dead, and so is the one final surviving guy, causing the other personnel to suddenly flee the room. With only 1 surviving subject, the terrified researcher explains that he will not allow him to be locked in the room with monsters that could no longer be called people. He then desperately asks what the subject was, to which the subject smiles and identifies himself along with the other fallen subjects as an inherent evil inside the human mind that is kept in check by the act of sleeping. Right. The researcher suddenly shoots the prisoner in the heart after a brief pause, and with a dying breath on the floor, the subject mutters his final words, "So nearly free." So, essentially, if we don't sleep...
So hold the fuck up. The guy said... What are you? And then the guy said blah 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 blah.
Just some evil spirit.
Some evil spirit.
That
so he just
is kept at bay by sleeping. Obviously,
so
he hasn't
he looked
slept
at him,
in 2 weeks.
Did this? Pulled out a gun, shot him in the heart.
I fucking would. I'm not taking no chances with that man. If he's telling me something, I don't care if he hadn't been locked away for 50 days. If he's eating himself, has superhuman strength, and tells me he's some evil spirit, I'm popping a cap in his ass. Right?
Fuck the 9/11, the moon landing. This is the shit. What the fuck?
I ain't taking no risks.
Wait, so the guy literally, they were eating their own
flesh
and organs
and
stuff.
Just themselves, really, yeah.
And that was after 15 days lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
I'm curious to not sleep for 15 days now.
I mean, don't...
Go get a gun.
I mean, yeah, anyone listening, don't try it at home. But I'd be
so weird.
It's, yeah, but obviously, I mean, even if you wanted to, it's literally impossible, right? Because your body
you die after.
You'll either die or your body will shut itself down into like a coma type state after maybe like 4 days. But obviously they were releasing this stimulant that kept them awake, so it kind of stopped the body from doing that naturally. So unless, you are being forced to stay awake, first I think you die anyway.
11 days you can stay awake.
What, is that until you die?
Until you die. The longest time recorded without sleep is approximately 264 hours or just 11 consecutive days. It's unclear how long they can survive without sleep, but after 4 nights, you start to hallucinate.
Yeah.
So that man, he might have just been hallucinating, thinking, oh my god, this evil's come inside of me and I'm now like fucking gonna rip your shit off.
Well, he has been eating himself.
He has been, yeah.
So he would probably eat someone else, so I would still pop a cap in his ass.
I just don't like...
Pretty mad, isn't it? The Russians are nutters. Absolute nutters.
Are they Russian?
Yeah,
of course they were Russian.
Yeah, absolute nutters, mate.
What was that?
No, the Russian people were the ones doing the experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not for me.
I'd be really curious though, because like you said, they exhibited superhuman strength. But then, what do they class that as? Do we class that as giving you handcuffs and you breaking out of them? Are we talking about?
Well, they probably like punched some holes in like I don't really. Again, it's probably like the Donnie from Split who just
like fucking did this and all of that, like veins.
Yeah, got a little bit turned.
That's just that's trippy. I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, I'm not really cool with it, but. Yeah, right. How likely do you reckon that is to have happened? Right,
I reckon it is quite likely.
I'm going to break this down. The likelihood that they did experiments like that, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Fully.
Firstly, Russians. Secondly, in the war, you're doing anything to try and get a hand over your...
An edge, yeah.
Exactly.
You're trying to do
so
everything.
10 out of 10 experiments like that probably happened. How likely it is that they found a stimulant that kept people awake for 15 days... I'm not so sure.
Give it an 8.5.
Because, I don't care what level of drug you administer to someone.
Well, if it's non-stop, if it's literally just being pumped into that, imagine just having a coffee, then a coffee, then a coffee, then a coffee, another coffee, another coffee.
Yeah, of course.
You'd be buzzing off your
but
balls.
there's got to be a limit as to the effectiveness. It'd probably keep them awake for a week maybe, but then they'd probably die. They would probably die at some point.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Before the 15 days. But at the same time, there's surely got to be only so much the body can take before it shuts itself down, regardless.
Yeah, I think that, again, the whole... I reckon that the whole thing's legit. I reckon I give the whole thing, everything included, I give it a solid 8.5, 9.
Right, if I'm talking about the entire picture, I'm giving it a 7.5.
No, I reckon. So think about it this way, right? So the body itself can stay awake without stimulants for 11 days. That's the maximum recorded time. Now add stimulants and add it non-stop.
Yeah. Oh no, I see. Okay.
And it's aerial as well. So let's say it doesn't specify. Stimulant could be coffee, could be cocaine.
Well, it was some kind of gas.
Could be coffee, could be cocaine.
True.
I'm talking strength wise.
Yeah, of course.
Consider it, and I fully reckon, because look, you and I have both tried it pre-workout.
Yeah, you're buzzing.
It works bits, including to your strength. It helps.
And I guess if it was a military grade level thing, they probably got some secret.
I reckon I could punch through a fucking wall on that shit. Banter. You know.
Right.
Look them up. It's crazy. Wait, what? Look what up? Abby, what are you on about? Abby. Abby said that's definitely happened. There's a documentary on it.
Mad.
Bruh.
Kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Right.
Anyway.
For everyone's favourite?
Yeah. 9/11, baby. 9/11.
101.
So, obviously, there's all the...
Well, for us,
stuff.
it's 11/9. Because we're normal.
Obviously, there's whole jet fuel can't melt steel beams, but that's a meme, and I don't consider that, right? Listen,
shut the fuck up, sit down.
Scott Forbes, right, was employed by a company that was located on the 97th floor of the South Tower at the World Trade Center complex. His company dealt with, power generators, security, kind of a bit of everything.
Right.
You know? Obviously hired by the American government, so they're a pretty trustworthy company.
Yep.
He says there were some very strange events in the weeks leading up to the attacks, including a complete power down of the building for over 36 hours, and mysterious engineers doing work in the building using spools of wire just days before the 9/11 attacks.
Okay.
It was revealed to be the weekend before the attacks, right? Forbes said that the building was turned over by the New York Port Authority Saturday morning for the power down and was handed back some 36 hours later, leaving a massive security gap. Forbes also said that he witnessed many people who looked like engineers dressed in coveralls, carrying toolboxes and spools of wire who were coming and going during the blackout period. Additionally, another former employee of the same company, confirmed statements made by Forbes during a 2010 interview. However, he also pointed out that people who claimed to be part of guided tours were making their way into secured areas during the power down. To boot, bomb-sniffing dogs were removed from the complex on the Thursday, despite the fact the complex had been on heightened alert for weeks prior to the attacks.
Can I quickly interrupt you? What was the Russian experiment? What was it called?
Just the Russian sleep experiment.
Russian sleep. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, bomb-sniffing dogs were removed from the World Trade Centers on the Thursday, despite the fact the World Trade Center had been on heightened alert for weeks prior to the attacks. Under the orders of George Bush's younger brother, who headed up security operations for the World Trade Center at the time. Mr. Bush's younger brother, Marvin. Right. Also, I've kind of studied into this. So I film studies at college. We watched a film called Fahrenheit 9/11, which is a kind of documentary type movie by a guy called Michael Moore, who is known to be a little bit political. So obviously everything you've got to take with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
But Bush was on holiday when the 9/11 attacks happened. He remained on holiday. Right? There's a famous video, maybe about a week after these attacks happened, of George Bush playing golf, right? And he's on like the 4th tee, and there's media surrounding him, and they're all saying like, "Oh, Mr. President, what are you going to do about all this?" And he literally responds with, "We're going to get those terrorists, now watch this sweet drive," and sends one down the fairway, right?
Can I just point out something, right? So, judging by Bush's character, complete and utter prick and shitface.
Yeah.
I hated him.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the guy. But judging by what his character was like, I could fully see him setting something like that up purely just to go and invade the Middle East.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Also,
15,000%.
There was a famous video released of George Bush sitting in a kindergarten classroom after being told America is under attack. So he sat in this classroom reading to these kids.
I've seen that.
And someone comes in and whispers in his ear, obviously.
9/11's just happened.
Georgie mate, shit's kind of hit the fan here. He sits there in silence for a couple of minutes, but does nothing, and he listens to the teacher continue reading this kid's book, right? Rather than excuse himself, ask for a briefing, or literally do anything that would serve the interests of a nation under attack. He just sat there and let her finish.
Almost like he knew it was going to happen.
So, there's two different sides you can see this. You can see it as, yeah, he knew it was going to happen, he didn't really give a shit. Or, you know, and there's certain articles have been released of people saying, when the person said this to him, they said, don't like react or be alarmed or anything. But the fuck no, right? If someone bombed Big Ben or like the Houses of Parliament or the London Eye or something, and like loads of people died,
and Bojo or Queenie,
let's go with Queenie because Queenie's more.
She's nice.
Well, Queenie's just president's like top dog in the US, isn't he? Bojo isn't. Queenie is top dog. Queenie's just vibing wherever, and someone walks in and goes, "Oh yeah, Lizzie, this has happened." She's not just gonna go.
Sliced.
Hold on, guys. I'm interested in this book we're reading to this bunch of reception kids. Let her finish.
What are we watching, Forrest Gump?
Literally, like she's gonna go and do something.
Gruffalo, is this the
literally, mate? But it's a case of, like, I don't care. Like, but he wouldn't have got up and went, "Sorry, children, I must leave. There's been a terrorist attack." Right?
Yeah, no.
But you can get up and go, "Excuse me, I need to pop out for a second."
Sorry,
right?
presidential business.
Literally, we're not expecting you
to do something James Bond like.
Literally, we're not expecting you to stand up and go, "Couple of planes have crashed into some buildings, kids. Gotta shoot." Like, no, just stand up and be like, "Sorry, I need to be excused." And but this is the real kicker for me, right?
All right, hit me with it.
The Bush family were quite good friends with some certain members of the Bin Laden family.
Wait, what?
Exactly. So, obviously, after 9/11, all flights were scrapped. Like, all planes were grounded. Like, quite understandable.
Pretty standard. Yeah. I respect that.
On days following September 13th, at least 6 private jets and 2 commercial airliners left the US.
At least what?
6 private jets and 2 commercial airliners left the US.
Okay.
Carrying the family and relatives of Osama bin Laden, as well as certain Saudi sympathisers. Right? So Bush gave them a way out of the country, right? But They left without any of the passengers being held for further interviews from the FBI due to orders from the White House.
So what you're saying is, if it was Bin Laden, Bush was just
Well, it was Bin Laden. We know it was Bin Laden. It was Al Qaeda. That's been confirmed. It was Al. Or
it wouldn't surprise me.
Or Al Qaeda might not have done it, but they took the hit.
They were like, you know what, we've done.
Yeah, fuck it, lads. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah.
So either Al Qaeda did it, and Bush was like, "It's all right, homie, I got you," and gave him a way out of the country, or Bush did it, and then was like, "You know what? If I give you a way back to your country, will you
guys
take the blame
for it?" Yeah.
And they're like, "You know what? Bet, cool."
Yeah.
I'm like, shh.
So, but they just were allowed to leave, and the FBI wanted to question them, and the White House went, no, it's fine, don't worry, guys, we know what we're doing here. No, don't worry.
And then you turn around and like completely bombed the shit out of Bin Laden afterwards.
Yeah, but again, it was all one big ploy to give because if Bush just sent troops into the Middle East, the Americans would go, hold on, lads, what's going on here?
Yeah, because why are we invading the country again?
Obviously, there's a very high chance that they used 9/11 as propaganda almost. For the Americans
reasoning.
The Americans be like, yeah, fuck the Middle East.
Yeah,
we're gonna go
fuck their shit up.
Yeah. So obviously they wanted
reason
to get the people behind them. Yeah, so that no one questions their dodgy dealings.
And you do something like 9/11.
It's gonna work quite well.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Imagine how riled up we'd get if someone bombed Big Ben.
And the thing is, it wasn't just Twin Towers. It was Twin Towers, Pentagon, and somewhere else. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the National Center of Security.
Yep.
So imagine if someone just bombed MI6.
Yep.
Or MI4 or MI5. Sorry. We'd just be sat there like, let's just go fuck people up. And imagine if someone bombed Buckingham Palace.
Oh yeah, we'd be. Imagine Tommy Robinson, mate. He'd go out there himself with a fucking kitchen
with
knife.
Barry.
Literally.
With Barry from The Lives.
Literally.
You remember Barry?
I remember Barry. Of course I remember.
EGL Barry. No, EDL Barry.
Yeah.
You said he's definitely part of that. But yeah, like I fully genuinely believe that 9/11 was just like it could have very easily been just propaganda.
Yeah.
Because again, they wouldn't have a reason to invade the countries they did if it wasn't for something like 9/11 that was a threat to like national security.
Yeah.
Plus, let's be fair, Bush is an arsehole. Abby said I'd be savage if someone bombed Buckingham. Oh mate, I'd just be sat there like Queenie, no.
Yeah.
I'd run in like
I bet you Queenie
Dwayne Johnson style. Put her on my shoulder and run back out. It's alright.
I don't think anything.
It's alright, Liz.
I don't think Lizzie can die.
I'm pretty sure she's had a fight with death himself.
Yeah, Lizzie's
probably
indestructible at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
Moon landing.
Do we want to talk about the moon landing? Because I've got a list here of 12 of the stupidest conspiracy theories on the internet, and some of them are quite funny.
Go on.
Right.
We'll do dishonourable mentions.
Dishonourable mentions.
Yes.
Includes but are not limited to Melania Trump is a robot designed by fucking Donald Trump to follow him around on presidential business and just agree with everything he says.
Jane.
J.K. Rowling doesn't actually exist.
I reckon she does.
A Norwegian filmmaker claimed that the woman known as J.K. Rowling was only a front. It's possible that a person could write. Is it possible that a person can write 6 thick books that translate into 55 languages and sell 250 million copies in less than 10 years?
Basically, he's salty.
But yeah, he's also apparently Finland doesn't exist. Finland is a fabricated landmass dreamed up by the Japanese and Soviet Union during the Cold War in an effort to secure fishing rights in the Baltic Sea.
Can I just quickly point out, Finland definitely fucking does exist.
Yeah, it's one of the crazy ones. An elite cohort of reptiles rule the earth, and Justin Bieber is among them.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Among these lizards is Justin Bieber, who was reported earlier this year shape-shifting mid-concert into a giant reptile with big scaly claws and a black stripe down its back. I mean, if you got to see that concert, fair fucking play, you got your money's worth.
That's called acid. I don't recommend you doing that.
Something. Oh, here we go. Queen Elizabeth is a cannibal.
I can't see that. I'm sorry, Queen.
Oh my god. Ever wondered how the Queen of England has managed to live so long? British historian Hubert Humdinger has the answer. She must eat human flesh to be so vivacious.
Fuck's sake. Yes, because eating human flesh regenerates your own.
Humdinger claimed to discover human remains inside the Queen's private freezer. Wow. Well, that explains it.
Queenie eats hearts.
Exactly. The Ice Bucket Challenge was really a satanic ritual.
Yeah, maybe.
Several critics took to YouTube hoping to reveal the true motivations behind the challenge, with many of them claiming the ALS benefit was a ritual purification cleansing for what would be the largest human sacrifice in history, part of the hidden Illuminati code passed down by Satan himself.
Wow.
Yep. NASA knows about a second son, but they've hidden it from us.
They put a massive fucking cloak over it.
Michelle Obama is a man, and he murdered Joan Rivers. Don't know who Joan Rivers is. Alex Jones came out with this theory in 2016 after Joan Rivers joked that Michelle Obama was a transgender woman. The Obamas had her assassinated.
Wait, Joan Rivers was trans?
No, Joan Rivers claimed Michelle Obama was trans.
Oh, right.
Oh, the Earth is flat. Yeah. That's an easy one. Oh, hello. The Israeli government has a pack of evil GPS-equipped sharks that they use against their enemies.
GPS-equipped sharks with laser beams on their heads.
Israel was accused of possessing a fleet of killer arrow-armed spy dolphins and a pack of sharks equipped with GPS systems that were sent to Egypt with an evil master plan.
This is literally out of Austin Powers. They literally looked at Austin Powers and thought, you know what?
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
We could do better.
We got the money, let's commission it.
We could do better.
The UN is plotting to kill us all.
I mean, sure.
According to a large spectrum of the internet, Agenda 21 is really the Illuminati's covert plan to kill off the majority of the Earth's population.
Dan says the Earth one is not too far-fetched. No, it is far-fetched. If you go to the top of a certain building called the Burj Khalifa, I'm pretty sure you can see the curvature of the Earth.
But the Earth it's not flat, is it?
Oh, it fucking is.
People have been to
go on to Google Earth.
People have been to space and gone around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert Kardashian and Ted Cruz are the same person. I don't know who.
I don't really give a shit about
let's have a look at some more very quickly. Oh yeah, the Beatles never existed. This is quite a big one. A lot of people believe this.
Beatles never existing.
The Beatles were a fake band staffed by a revolving cast of identical actors.
It's fake news.
Apparently, Barack Obama can control the weather. It's an interesting one. Saddam Hussein had a Stargate.
I don't really know how the fuck some people... Like, imagine turning around to your parents and saying, you know what, I'm dropping out of university, alright, what do you want to do? Create fake conspiracy theories. Okay, what's your first one? Barack Obama can control the weather.
God, he's got a little fucking wee.
He's got a little wand.
Saved by the Bell was a vehicle for the Illuminati. Despite the Illuminati being all-powerful space lizards who control the world and everything in it, they couldn't find it in their scaly little hearts to reward the guy who played Mr. Belding with a movie career. Some gratitude, huh? Ha! Oh, yeah, Hitler's still alive, there we go.
Yep, classic. 130
stories like this one speculate the 125-year-old Hitler, now 131, has been responsible for various world disasters, including 9/11 and the 2010 Gulf oil spill, which happened on his birthday.
Interesting.
Other theories say he died in 1984 in Brazil or in Argentina.
Also, to do with the flat Earth, can I just point out that if it was true, then different parts of the Earth wouldn't have different gravities. I'm pretty sure North and South Pole have got different gravitational pulls. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I cannot remember. Because the Earth is not actually round; it's oval shaped.
Yeah, it's not a perfect sphere, is it?
So it's not.
And the axis doesn't go straight. The axis is at an angle.
Yeah. So I think. So.
The moon doesn't exist.
Ah, yes. It's just
It's no good looking at it night after night. The moon does not exist. It's a hologram put there by persons unknown.
Lizard people.
Probably. Ah, there we go. Jay-Z is a time-travelling vampire. There it is. There are vast regions of the internet devoted to explaining why Jay-Z is part of the Illuminati.
I just don't get that. But it's not flat either. No,
apparently that's how he keeps looking youthful.
I mean, I'm just convinced, and I mean this in the nicest, most least racist way, but I'm sorry, but black people just don't age.
Black don't crack. Black don't
They just don't. Like, look at fucking... Is it Will Ferrell? William Ferrell? The singer. 'Cause I'm...
Pharrell Williams.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Like, he literally looks like he's 30 and he's like 50.
Yeah, he's older than people think he is. It's kind of weird.
I'm like, bruh, what cream do you use? Tell me!
Literally.
People are saying I look 26 when I'm 21. Fuck.
See, people tell me I look 17.
Fuck off.
I don't want to look 17, mate.
No.
Time cube, today is 4 days at once.
What? Time cubed?
There's such thing as a time cube claiming that today is 4 days at once.
I mean, sure.
The Earth is hollow. You see, the Earth is hollow and accessible via ports at the North and South Poles.
So what they're saying is they've got underground tunnels that stretch from North to South Pole.
Yeah, mate.
Cool.
For the lizard people and that.
Cool.
Dinosaurs helped build the pyramids.
YouTube, by the way, we have lost you, and I apologise, but we're only a minute left, so it's
Siri can predict the apocalypse. Apparently. Hey, Denver Airport is the home of all evil. Let's go.
Happy days.
Louis Tomlinson's baby is fake. Apparently.
Because he shoots blanks.
Hold on. One Direction star Louis Tomlinson and partner, whatever her name is, introduced the world their newborn son, except according to conspiracy theorists, it wasn't his baby. The baby isn't real, but rather the latest strand spun by One Direction's PR team to ensure that Louis' relationship with Harry Styles isn't revealed to the world. So they're gay together, apparently. We all live in the Matrix.
Have you seen Harry Styles' hair?
Yeah. There's a chance.
It's pretty.
We all live in the Matrix, and billionaires want to break us out of it. Apparently.
Yep, no, that sounds fair. I'd back that.
Hillary Clinton is actually dead and was replaced by a body double.
Yep, see that as well.
Michael Jackson was killed by the Iranian government.
Okay, sure.
Michael Jackson is still alive.
Nah, he's pretty dead. He sounds pretty dead.
And that's about it. So some wacky ones to end on.
Some wacky reasons.
Most of which
I don't really think would even make the news.
Apart from the Jay-Z one, I'm starting to believe that more and more now I think about it.
I mean, he's got Beyonce. How the hell's that even possible?
He's got her under some kind of vampire
mind.
Yeah.
Like ultimate power.
Ultimate power. Yeah, there's some Jedi shit going on there.
Yeah, I keep forgetting it's unlimited power, not ultimate, but it's fine.
Is it?
We'll leave it. Yeah, it's
unlimited power.
I watched it the other day.
That ruins it for me.
Yeah, no, it's unlimited power.
Fuck you, Palpatine.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but it would ruin Rise of Skywalker, so I won't.
It's shit anyway, mate. All the new ones are shit. The Disney ones are shit. They're all shit. We've been through this. Go back about 4 episodes.
Yeah, 2, 3.
The original 6, no more.
It's the original 3.
I don't care. Do not care.
All right, fucking hell. Go sort your man bun out.
Yeah, I need a trim. I'm going sometime next week.
Yeah, it's a shout. I might need another one because, hair and summer. Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first podcast back from Greece.
First podcast. Look at me. I went to Greece.
And I'm buzzing off my tits.
I went to Greece and it was really hot. And fuck off, man.
Just because you don't have a tan.
I just burn because I never put sun cream on. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to episode number 9 of the Top Bunk Podcast. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, TikTok.
I'm going to try and get us on Amazon.
Mad. That's a thing. Yeah, sod it, let's do it.
Audiobooks and shit.
Follow the Instagram at the Top Bunk Podcast.
Follow Bryn at Bryn_Ferber on TikTok and Instagram.
And follow Alex at Alex Amaginos on TikTok and Instagram also.
See, we're plugging each other now. This is what friendship should be.
It's a flow. It's all one big flow.
That's what friendship should be.
Exactly. But thank you very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully see you next week. And as always, keep your stick on the ice. The ice. The ice. The ice.